Now, not everyone feels comfortable gathering food from the outdoors. You know, wild mushrooms, they can be dangerous if you pick the wrong ones. But here in Vancouver, there's a company that guides would-be foragers to safely pick and prepare everything from lobster and cauliflower mushrooms to sea kelp and spruce tips. So with us today is Robin Kort. Robin is the owner of Swallowtail Culinary Adventures, and she's also an accomplished chef and sommelier as well. Robin, hello there and welcome.
Hi, nice to be here.
I know, I wish that people who are sitting watching right now could appreciate the aromas that I'm enjoying right now as well. But before we get into the mushrooms, how did all of this start for you?
I started Swallowtail, my company, about 15 years ago. And we did a lot of pop-up restaurants. So one of my favorite pop-up restaurant was a wild mushroom forage dinner. And the guests just wanted to know about how they could do it themselves, right? So I started doing food education. So I harvest my own sea urchin, I dive for that, I harvest my own kelp, and then mushrooms. And people are super excited about mushrooms, but they're nervous, right? So we started about 10 years ago, taking people out and just doing mushroom identification classes. So teaching people about poisonous mushrooms as well as edible ones that are good for beginners to start with, that don't have poisonous lookalikes.
Okay, well, I think it would be very important to have a guide, especially when you're just starting out. But where do you go locally?
So you can go anywhere that isn't a park. So it's illegal to harvest in BC parks.
Oh, I know some people that go out near UBC and know the woods very well. But okay, so illegal, like even North Shore Mountains,
Any park zone is off limits for harvest.
Okay.
You can go, like that's where, a classroom is great, so where you can go out and actually just do your identifications, but just not harvesting to take home.
I see. So what would a typical day involve then, a swallowtail tour?
So it's usually a 2-hour class. I bring lots of mushroom samples like we have on display here so that people are like getting used to what things look like, what they smell like. You should, try the lobster mushroom.
Okay, well, let's see what we got.
This one right here. Pick it up, smell it.
Pick up, and look at the color, first of all. Like this, I was looking at these displays, and this looks like something you would find at the bottom of the sea, you know, like in a coral reef or something like this. It is gorgeous. Okay, so we've got texture. Like, is this entirely edible?
Yes, cooked.
This is lobster?
Yes.
Of course, yes, okay. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So smell, and you should get sort of a seafoody thing.
It is, yes, it does have, there I go again, seafloor. Okay, so what other varieties have you brought in?
So we have some combs tooth, some porcini, so everyone, yum, yum, yum.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
And those ones are coming up now, so that's a great one.
And this does look coral-like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. Okay, what's this one?
So it's related to lion's mane. It's Hericium is the genus, and it's combs tooth. So it'll be growing off dead wood, basically, in the forest. So you can find those sort of glowing white growing off dead logs. And they're a great one for beginners because nothing looks like them.
Okay,
that's poisonous.
So that's the key. So do you take along a book? Would it be wise to do a course like this first? But this, I mean, it's potentially dangerous.
Yes, yes.
I mean, no, deadly, even.
Exactly.
Deadly.
So a 101, like that's what our class is meant to be. It's to take you out and give you like a 101 basics about how to identify Pacific Northwest mushrooms, because a lot of handbooks and stuff are made for, let's say, California, right? So they can be misleading for our area.
I see. Well, and we've had California-like weather all summer as well. It has been warm, it has been dry. So when is going to be the best season for foraging?
Well, a lot of the times after a hot, dry stretch, what I find is when we get a bit of rain, it's just like a bloom. So mushrooms, the fungi are looking to fruit then. So you could get like a massive fruit. And we're already seeing porcini, we're already seeing cauliflower mushrooms pop up, and lots of others. So it started.
What's this one here, this dark one?
That's a blue chanterelle.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Okay. What would be, is there an identifying fact for the ones that are dangerous?
Yeah, so there's thousands of different species of mushrooms. Very few of them are deadly poisonous. But learn your poisonous ones first is a good rule of thumb, right? So, I mean, the focus for someone that's looking to harvest is, for me, it's about finding ones that don't look anything like those poisonous ones.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Right? So, like the Amanita group of mushrooms. So that genus is a good genus to get to know because it has a lot of the really deadly poisonous ones in it. So start with learning about that one, even before you learn about the edibles.
All right. What I would love, I know you've got a little bit of a stovetop set up here. So what are you preparing?
So we've got wild mushrooms. So we've got lobster mushroom. We've got cauliflower for you. I've poached that, and I've cooked the lobster mushroom really well, and then matsutake.
When you say you've cooked it well, how?
So I've cooked the lobster mushrooms in butter.
Yes.
So
just
sauteed.
fry pan.
Yeah.
And what have you brought here?
Oh, and this is bull kelp. So I smoked bull kelp to make the dashi stock for you today. So that's the smoky sort
That
of.
really is smoky and seaworthy for sure. Okay, so this is your basic.
Yep. And so I'm just going to pour the hot liquid over top.
And how did you prepare the liquid?
So the dashi stock is made just with, I boil water, I put the kelp in after I've smoked it.
Yes.
And then I turn it off, leave it for 15 minutes, and then take that out. So it's just seaweed.
How do you smoke kelp? In a smokehouse, and you're at home in a barbecue, or what do you do?
I usually smoke it. I have a place on Galliano, so I make a little fire. I put the seaweed to the side of the fire because otherwise it'll flame pretty quickly.
Yes.
And then you can put things over like a little pot lid or whatever
To
to
capture
trap
the
the smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, shall I spoon
Go
or
for it.
fork with this?
And try each one. So the matsutake, the lobsters, sort of separately, so you get the idea.
That is so delicate.
Yeah.
It's delicate, and when you think about sort of the mustiness that mushroom can bring, this has a gorgeous, delicate flavor as well. I don't know, I can't put them all in my mouth, but I see.
There's so many. The matsutake has a distinctive cinnamon and earth. That's this one right here. This is the most expensive mushroom that we export, practically.
Okay. How much would expensive would it be?
You could, if for a prime one that's in a button stage, a wholesaler might get it for, let's say, $40 a pound, a really nice one. But a lot of our exports go to Asia. So
I noticed you didn't talk about truffles. Do you?
no, I didn't, because I think those are a separate category of fungi all to themselves, and that's not until later in the winter.
Is that right? Yeah. Have you ever searched for truffles yourself?
I'd need a dog or a pig.
Yes. And you don't have a dog or a pig?
I don't have a dog or a pig, so I buy them.
Robin, this is absolutely gorgeous. It is delicate, it is flavorful, and it's British Columbia, right?
Yeah.
These are tastes of British Columbia.
Totally.
Thank you so much for shining the light on Swallowtail and your tours, and happy foraging.
Yeah, you too.